friends. Today we're going to be drawing a butterfly, but we're going to make our butterfly on book paper. So I like to call it a book butterfly. And when I draw on book paper, I use old dictionaries that I found at the thrift shop. And I like to use dictionaries because there's just lots of fun things about a dictionary page. And I can choose a page that starts with the same letter as my drawing. So I chose a B dictionary page for butterfly. But dictionary page is really thin. So especially when I'm going to be drawing but also painting on it, I want to have some scratch paper in the background to protect my table so that I don't get any Sharpie or paint everywhere on my table. So I have some yellow scratch paper here. And scratch paper, remember, is just paper that is going to be recycled at the end of your project. And I'm going to start with a Sharpie because I'm going to want to paint my butterfly when I'm all done drawing it. So I'm going to draw in the middle of my paper a little round diamond shape. So it kind of looks like a sideways rainbow and a sideways rainbow. But on the top and the bottom, it's pointy. And then I'm going to do the same thing for the wings. I'm going to make a rainbow shape and then a rainbow shape, but it's going to be pointy at the end. And butterflies have a bottom wing and a top wing. So I'm going to do two of those shapes on each side. And I'm going to make my page filled up with butterfly wings. I don't want to make my drawing too small or it'll be really hard to paint. Coming out of the top of his head are his antennas. So I'm going to give him curly, swirly antennas coming out of the top of that pointy part. Then I could give his body some stripes and ridges if I want to, but you don't have to. And then I'm going to decorate his wings. Butterflies have symmetrical wings. Symmetrical means that it looks the same on both sides. So if I draw a line with circles on this wing, on the other side, I need to draw the same thing. So my butterfly wings are symmetrical and they'll look the same on both sides. You can do whatever designs you want, but remember, they need to look the same on both sides. So if I make a design on one side, I always go right to the other side to copy that design so I don't forget the steps that I did. And then that way, they'll look the same on both sides. There, I'm happy with that. Now I'm ready to start painting. Remember, when you're painting, the colors also need to be symmetrical. So if I start with red on one side of my wings, I need to add that red part to the other side, just the same, so that my symmetry with my patterns will look the same and my symmetry with my colors will look the same. So each wing needs to have the same side. And just like I did with my patterns, I'm going to make my colors symmetrical at the same time. If I paint one whole side, I have to remember what I did and go back and remember all the steps. That kind of mixes me up sometimes. So I like to do it one side, one part, and then wash my brush and do the same thing on the other side. There, my butterfly is all done. I'm going to let it dry and then I'll cut it out and glue it on some black paper so that it will be strong and my thin dictionary page won't rip. But don't touch it until it's all dry. Now that my book butterfly is all dry, I'm going to add some little highlights. So I'm going to take a white gel pen. You could also use a paint pen if you have one. Anything that draws on top of watercolor paints with white that shows up would look really beautiful. And I'm just going to add some little white details on top of my paint. Now I'm ready to bubble cut out my butterfly. I'm going to glue it on a black background so that it will really pop out all the colors, but also it'll help strengthen my dictionary page. This paper isn't very thick and very strong, So I'm going to glue it onto some paper that's a little bit stronger and thicker to help make sure it just survives. There's my book butterfly. I hope you had fun painting with me today. Thanks for watching.